Ah, shit. Get your tea, get your popcorn, because this is going to be a good one. So, I recently came across a faceless colorism channel, and the title of her video is I Would Never Want to Come Back to This Earth as a Black Person. So, I find it interesting how when we create our own spaces, people say that we're being anti Black and that we're trying to escape our Blackness. Meanwhile, this is not the first colorism content creator who I have heard say that they hate being Black or that they hate being dark skinned. And so, if you spend your time talking about how much it sucks to be a dark skinned Black woman, why would you turn around and get upset if people bleach their skin or they don't want to identify with Blackness? That's an interesting dichotomy that I've noticed when it comes to quote unquote Black empowerment types of women. But let's look at this video.
Of all the races that I could have been born, I could have been born Asian. I could have been born Hawaiian. Hell, I could have been born Indian. I mean, just even if it wasn't gonna be white. I mean, just there are so many other races on Earth.
So notice how she is kind of equating being born Black to like a curse. This kind of reminds me of when people tell light skinned women, oh, I hope you have a dark skinned baby. That's going to be bad karma. This reminds me of that rhetoric where it's like being born a dark skinned Black woman is somehow bad karma. And these are dark skinned Black women saying these types of things. Let's continue.
But yet I was cursed to come through the womb.
Notice how she actually admitted it by using the word cursed. So, I don't want to hear anybody else coming onto our YouTube channel talking about us being anti Black and colorist. Because where do you think people learn colorism from? They learn it from their Black mothers. Don't even get me started on the fathers. So, how can colorism still be continued on if it's not for unambiguous dark skinned Black women participating in it themselves?
Of a black bitch. I was cursed for my father's sperm, him and my mother. See, they met at a bar, they hooked up. Yeah. I was fucking cursed from the start. Like seriously, like I really I was an egg. My dad was screwing my mom, and I really raced to the sperm to be born a black lady. Seriously, like of all the races that I could have been born, I had to come through two dysfunctional black people. I couldn't even be mixed. I would have been happy just even being mixed.
Notice how she admits out of her mouth she would have been happy just being mixed. So this tells me that her unhappiness is because she's monoracially Black. She doesn't like being a monoracial, dark skinned Black woman. Remember how I told you guys my psychological theory about how most Black women, they don't want to have these three qualities at the same time? Broad facial features, dark skin, and 4C hair? It's because those three things combined show the world that you are a monoracial, dark skinned Black woman.
But this is the shit that I came to. Like seriously, I can't even pass as mixed.
Notice how she says, I can't even pass as mixed. So she is acknowledging the fact that even light skinned monoracial Black women can pass as mixed. Did you catch that?
I mean, it's clear and evident that I'm black. I have 4C hair. I'm black. I got big ass lips. I'm black. And it's just like for me, it's like, what the fuck is the point of continuing to, try to be civilized and continuing to try to, show people the good side of you? They're always gonna assume what they're gonna assume based off your skin tone. It just is what it is. Like, not to discourage anybody, but I don't see myself ever really being happy in life. Like how I see it, being black was the first error. That was the first error, being born black. And I just it really really pains me. I don't know if you guys watch Queen of Kings, but her older son, he's a dark skinned little boy, and when I just hear him talk and interact with his mom, his black mom, she has the white husband. I just see how he talks and he just looks defeated. Like it's like you can just see the look in his eyes that he's so done already. And he look like he about like 7. And you can already just see the look in his face that like he is so fucking over it being black and he's only like a little 7-year old. Like he see his siblings getting praised for being mixed and for having loose curly hair, and it's like you can just tell he don't feel wanted in that family. It's just
So notice how she keeps comparing black people to non-black people. She keeps comparing unambiguous blackness to mixed race blackness, and she brought up a little black boy not being praised as much as mixed people. So she's already exposing the fact that she has an extreme inferiority complex. She feels inferior because she doesn't receive praise like how mixed race people and non-black people do.
it's fucking sad and unfortunate. Like I don't know why y'all bring us to this world. Like I just don't get it. I would be happy if I was aborted. I wish I would have been aborted. I don't know why. I don't know what my mom was thinking. I mean, first of all, she didn't even want a daughter to start with. She wanted a son. She wanted a son for her first child. She told me that. She said, I wanted a son. And I was for sure that it was a boy when I was pregnant with you. But whether you wanted a son or a daughter, why the fuck would you hook up with a stranger from the bar and go and have unprotected sex with him to produce a fucking waste of a human like me? That's my question. Wasted life. You couldn't find you a white man at the bar. You couldn't find you an Asian man or something, so I can at least look halfway decent. You had to choose the ugliest man in the bar. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but my dad was ugly as fuck. And that's why I'm ugly as fuck by default, because I look exactly like his ass.
Notice how she's equating blackness to being ugly. And then she said if she would have been biracial, she would at least look halfway decent.
You had to go and try to seduce the ugliest man. I really wonder what that conversation went like. I want to know what that conversation went like. I really wish I could have been there and listened to that conversation in spirit. If I was just a spirit just listening, like, why? What did you just want to be with him because you felt like he had a big dick? You know what I'm saying? What? I don't know. I mean, he black. Y'all assume every black man got BBC. Like, what was the purpose? And then bring me into a world of hell. I ain't done nothing to nobody. I don't deserve this bullshit. I said it once and I'm going to say it again. When my mom was pregnant the first time with her first child and it was a boy, she miscarried him. That was by a white man. What should have happened is I should have been the miscarriage and he should be here right now.
So she's basically implying that her biracial, non existent brother should be the one who is existing. So she's essentially saying that mixed people and non black people are like more worthy of life than a dark skinned, unambiguous black woman. This is a colorism content creator. She's supposed to be empowering unambiguous black women.
Because he would have had a way better life. What's the point of me even being here? What's the fucking point? He was going to be mixed with the good hair. That's what's desired.
Notice how she said he was going to be mixed with the good hair. Not only is that ignorant, because there are plenty of biracials with type 4 hair, but weird the texturous. Yet I've got a recording right here of an unambiguous dark-skinned black woman using the term good hair.
I feel like I constantly say this shit, and I feel like a robot at this point, but I don't give a fuck. You motherfuckers are subscribed to me. Y'all came here to listen to it, so I'm gonna say it. Shit. I don't give a fuck. If reincarnation is real after death, and if I'm in the afterlife and they saying that you want to come back as a black person, but you could be a different black person, you could be an attractive black person. You know what I'm saying? You could be an attractive black woman or attractive black man. No, fuck that shit. I don't want to come back as black at all. I don't want to be black at all. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about coming back as black as some supermodel black woman with big hips, fucking light skin. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't want to be black at all. If I got to come back as black, then I don't want to come back at all. I'd rather just stay in the afterlife. Fuck that shit. At first, yeah, I was obsessed about the whole skin tone thing. I don't even care about that no more. I just wouldn't want to be black at all. Of all the races on earth I could have been, I had to be born black. I mean, I even look on Reddit. There are hundreds of black girls who are saying the same shit that I'm saying. Miserable. Just miserable. And I'm gonna just be real with you. I don't even like having black friends. Like when I look at my black friends, it's like it's a sign of for me. It's not an upgrade for me. It's a downgrade. Like it's I don't know how to explain it, but
So notice how now she's talking about being surrounded by black people and how that's a downgrade. So this is making me think of a lot of the divestors. This kind of lines up with what we talk about, how a lot of unambiguous women with inferiority complexes, they will rush to move to white neighborhoods or date white men or be around as many non-black people as possible because they see it as a flex to be surrounded by non-black people. They see it as a flex to escape their own blackness. This is why they project that onto the exoticals. They will try to project that onto us and say, well, you guys are trying to escape your blackness. You guys just don't want to be black. It's like, no, I've actually never had thoughts like this in my entire life. So you guys are the ones that are actually projecting because these are your colorism content creators. These are your black empowerment content creators.
I feel embarrassed that the only people who will hang with me is black people, like black friends. I don't want black friends. I want white friends. It's like an embarrassment. It's a downgrade for me. I don't care how you look. I don't care how attractive you are. Just the fact that you're black, that's like, it's seriously, like, that's the best I can do. You know, like, what the fuck? I have a lot of fucking self-hatred. I fucking hate myself. I don't want to exist. I had to come through the portal of a fucking crack addict who all she want to do is have sex with multiple men. Didn't want to commit to none of them. A fucking breeder. And then gonna ask me years later why I'm not a breeder. Bitch, why the fuck would I bring some black children into this world so they can suffer like I do? Fuck that shit.
So she just described a divestor's mindset right there. Because I've actually interviewed a divestor before, and she admitted as well that she didn't want her children to be unambiguous black women. She wanted her children to be quote unquote better than her because they assume that if you're not an unambiguous black woman, that you automatically have a better life.
I would never put no child through this bullshit. Fucking hell, man. Makes me so mad. And then y'all wonder why when your black children get older, they don't want nothing to do with you. You ain't gave them shit. You ain't gave them no knowledge. You ain't done shit. All you done is brought them here to a racist society who hates how they look. They can't find no peace or closure. Everywhere they go, they're teased and ridiculed for being born black.
Notice how she's equating her personal horrible experiences with like all black people. She seems to have this mindset that every other unambiguous dark-skinned black woman is going through the same stuff as her, or that like they're all ugly, or that everybody hates them. Do you see the projection?
You can't even go online. I can barely even go on YouTube without going past a video talking about black women being undesirable. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's recommendations from my feed since I watch shit like that or what, but it doesn't matter. There's so many videos saying the same shit, and it's sickening.
So notice how she wraps up this video where every single one of her struggles is all wrapped up around not being desirable to the male gaze, basically. So this woman is incredibly male-centered.
I fucking hate being black, and I'll hate being black to the day I die. This is Silas the Golden Peach, signing out.
So let's scroll down to these comments here. Somebody said, respectfully, a worse situation could be being born Native American and living on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. 80% alcohol addiction. A few years ago, that community was going through 4 to 5 million cans of beer per year for about 20,000 people. She says, did you watch this video? I meant everything I said in it. If this is the only choice of coming back as black or don't come back at all, then I'm choosing stay in the afterworld. I don't want no parts of blackness. Not to say their situation wasn't bad, but I haven't lived life as a native, so I have no experience or rights to speak on them. I can only speak on what I know. And then this comment here was really interesting. This person says, do you hate blackness because you genuinely view it as inferior, Or do you hate being black because of the things that come with being black, like colorism, darkism, racism, microaggressions, texturism, etc.? Because one thing about me, I know black is beautiful, even though this world tries to convince us otherwise. I just hate how we're treated because we're black. So this woman actually admits. She says, "I feel like I hate it because of darkism." So it's not that she actually hates being black. So she's contradicting her video. She's admitting she just doesn't like being dark skinned. She says, I feel like I hate it because of darkism, because if that didn't exist, then I don't see a reason why I would feel this way. My mom was light and attractive. So she admits that her mother is a light skinned black woman who is attractive. She says, but my biological dad was dark skinned and unattractive. Unfortunately, I took on his DNA strongly, so I have strong African features. I am the perfect candidate for darkism abuse, and ever since I was born, people have treated me as such. Yes, there are beautiful black people, but I'm struggling to find that in myself. Thanks for the great question. So she's basically admitting that if she were light skinned, then she wouldn't hate her blackness. Because she literally just said right here, I feel like I hate it because of darkism. If that didn't exist, I don't see a reason why I would feel this way. So she doesn't hate blackness. She just hates being unambiguously black, which is exactly what I say on this channel all the time. This is why you see tons of unambiguous mono dark skinned black women who will never, ever allow the world to see them in their natural state with these three qualities right here: shrunken, natural 4C hair in its natural state, broad African facial features, and dark skin. Almost every single unambiguous black woman who is some sort of beauty icon, or if she's going to a wedding or a special event, she will do everything in her power to get rid of one of these three qualities. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.